Alright guys, we're working on the 95 Cobra today. Just showing you guys the paint before we get started because it's going to get completely repainted. This is Rio Red last year for the 5.0, so it's a push rod. And that's fireworks. And paint's pretty faded. It looks a lot better on the camera than it is in real life. It does have cloth gut, black cloth gut, which is pretty rare. Here's where all the fade is, the hood and everything, and front bumper's got these huge holes in it. Headlights are faded, clear coat's coming off, been painted a couple times. So right now, Alan and I are tearing down the fenders, front bumper, headlights. We already took the battery out and the radiator cover off and the overflow tank. We're going to take the radiator out now, put it up on the lift, drain it, and the fenders off in the front bumper because we are going to put the On3 turbo kit on it. So this is going to be an awesome build. So we're going to repaint the engine bay, repaint the total outside, put the On3 turbo kit on, and then we'll be done with it. It does need new wheels and tires. These tires are like 15 years old. They're dry rotted. They leak air. This car's just been abandoned for a long time. But first, before we do any body work, we got to take the fenders off, take the front bumper off. We got to fit everything. Then we got to take the rest of the stuff off the engine bay so we can paint the engine bay. But I want to fit the turbo kit and make sure everything's good because we can't be cutting up stuff with fresh paint. And we are not removing the engine to paint it. And we're going to video it the whole time. This video is just to get us started on this car. And I just want to show you the paint before we start tearing it down and before I forget, and I'll just start sanding on it, so you know how that is. So we're gonna get started on it today. Alright, I hope you guys like that little intro going up on the lift, but it's pretty fucked up. It is pretty rusty under here. It needs ball joints, they're blew out. It needs struts, they're original. Tie rods have been replaced, those are not OEM ones, but they're already gone now. This exhaust is just funny as hell. Look, more rocks, they just keep coming. This rear end is extremely rusty. I mean, it's structurally sound, but it just looks nasty. And then we got the all the brake and gas lines are nasty. Fuel filter hasn't probably been changed in a while. And these rear shocks, brake rotors are shot on all four. I'm sure the pads suck. So this thing actually needs a lot more work before it's even drivable with that turbo kit. Oil pan's leaking a whole lot. It's rear main seal, you can see that. So anyway, we're gonna get started. We're gonna drain everything out. Alright, so as you all can see, this car is pretty rough. I just want to show you guys how this bumper is held on. So I took the first bolt off the bracket, and it's 11 mil, but it wasn't 11 mil, it was a 10 mil. Look how the other one is. That's Kyle, new shop manager for TKO Resto. Alan and I took the fenders, inner fender wells off, header panel, front bumper cover radiator out. It's a good start for the 95 Cobra. We are gonna, like I said earlier in the video, we're gonna paint the engine bay, but right now we're just gonna test fit the turbo piping and everything. So we're gonna do that, but I've already started on Colin's rear spoiler for the zinc yellow Cobra. So straight out of the box, I'm not really even sure what brand this one is. We'll have to ask him. But of course, like I say, with all the new parts, this is fiberglass, and it is not a real Celine one, which is no big deal. But what I'm saying is, for you guys buying these new parts, don't expect it to be ready to paint right out of the box. Right out of the box, you can see these cracks right here, so we'll have to address that and repair that. But this is guide coat, and you can see how rough it is, and this is after I sand it. Now, if you guys watch my videos from a couple months ago, I explained what this guide coat does. So just bear with me, I'm gonna do it again. So you can see how it's smooth, but then if you look, you can still see black in the pores or the uneven surface. Now that is good because that guide coat is doing its job. So we want to sand all of it off until it's completely smooth, and that's what the guide coat does, is it lets us see where we have not sanded enough, as of right here in the middle and on the edge. Now you don't want to go through a lot. I mean, it's okay if you do a little bit, but this is actually really smooth material, so you could actually reshape it if you're not careful about it. Right here was a real low spot, so I sanded that, blocked that. I am going to prime this, and then I'm going to sand it, and then I'm going to prime it. Or actually, I'm sanding it right now. I'm going to prime it, block it, then prime it, then I'm going to wet sand it, then paint it. So I mean, that's a 3-day course right there, just before paint. So I just wanted to show you before I get too far on. We haven't been doing a whole lot of videos on everything. Spoiler with the third brake light, which we got brand new over there. We're gonna wire up for them. But good news is we got the clutch. Here's Brandon's car again. We're gonna do the intake on it. Hit him up with the new decal. He doesn't know, so don't tell him. But good news is we got the clutch figured out. I had to order another clutch. The clutch that he got, I don't know what was wrong with it, but it was like defective or something. So I'm gonna give him that clutch back, and he can return it to American Muscle. I got one, the same brand and everything, and it worked. So I don't know. We didn't put it in wrong. It just would not disengage. We took it out, put it back in, the same problem. So this is the third time that we've taken it apart. But after you do it so long, you get pretty good at it, so it's not a big deal. But it was like a messed up clutch. So we got a new one in there, and it's working now. So I'm going to continue to sand on this. I'll do a little footage on it, and then Big Al's right there.
What's up, guys?